Hey guys, welcome back to Tracie's Place. I have a big surprise for you today. We are making a delicious cake. This is asked for over and over and over again. So we are making the strawberry crumble for the strawberry crunch cake. So the strawberry crunch cake recipe is coming up following this tomorrow. So be on the lookout. But today we're just making the crumble because people make it different ways. So we're going to show you today how to make it the proper way and add a delicious surprise ingredient. Okay, so stay tuned. Here we go. Okay, for the strawberry crumble, you are going to need 2 bowls, 1 stick of butter. I use salted butter. Some people use unsalted. I like to use salted because it adds a little bit of oomph to everything. I do not like the bland taste of the unsalted butter, so I use salted. We have vanilla jello pudding, strawberry jello pudding, and we're going to use a 1/2 cup of flour for the strawberry side, and then we're going to add an additional 1/2 cup of flour for the vanilla side. Okay, and I'm going to show you the surprise ingredient in just a second. All right, we're going to go ahead and add the salted butter first. Like I said, to me, the salt adds something to it. To me, it makes it savory. I don't know about that unsalted stuff, but we're using salted. All right, so a 1/2 stick, which is 4 tablespoons. A 1/2 stick over here, which is 4 tablespoons. And I know that looks a little lopsided. Even though I did measure, that does look a little lopsided. So we're going to put a little bit more over here. All right. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and add the strawberry gelatin. You all, do y'all remember making Jello when y'all was little? The smell is out of this world as soon as you open up the Jello pack. All right, we're going to go ahead and add the vanilla Jello to this side. All right, get that all in there. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and add the 1/2 cup of flour on this side here. All right, and we're going to add the 1/2 cup of flour over here. I'm just going to knock that on down and just keep falling anyway. All right, so what you want to do for the strawberry side is just go ahead and start mashing it with a fork. We're going to get it started with a fork. We may finish it with our hands depending on how it's coming along. It goes a little slow, so I'll try to speed this up. All right, and after it gets to a certain point, you want to go ahead, and my hands are clean. I washed my hands before I got started. You want to go ahead and use your fingers. If you want to put on gloves, you can. But I just washed my hands for baking. So you want to go ahead and crumble that up. And you want it to a crumble consistency because this is a crumble. This smells just heavenly. It does. Want to kind of smush it up. You all let me know when you make this. It just makes you want to start eating this crumble alone. I kid you not. It smells so good. Want to keep going. Make sure it's all incorporated and there's no more white flour left. I'm right up on the camera, so I hope my voice is not super loud. But we want to get all of that worked in there. See that? Okay. All right, now over to the vanilla pudding side. As you can see, the half a stick of salted butter is already in there. The package of vanilla jello pudding is in there, and the half a cup of flour is in there. What's the secret ingredient? Imitation almond extract. Now, if you want to use real, I'm sorry, I had water still on my finger for when I wash my hands again. But if you want to use real almond extract, you can. But if you have people that have nut sensitivities, you want to be cautious not to use real almond extract. So to me, it would be safe to use imitation all the time. It still has a good flavor. And this is what I use in my other recipes too, and it tastes excellent. All right, we're just going to put a little bit, just enough to add that. We're just using 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay. Almond extract does wonders. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get that mixed up. Scoop that over a little bit. And this process takes a few minutes because you got to get it incorporated into the flour and the pudding mix. This butter, rather, get the butter incorporated. So the almond extract, the imitation almond extract, just adds a little surprise flavor. You don't want to overpower it. You just want to add that little something that goes, yeah. So that's the addition. And I don't just use it for baking. I use it in my baked beans. I use it in my sweet potatoes. I have a sweet potato recipe from way back, and it's in there too. That almond extract is so good. Some people say almond flavoring. Some people say almond extract. All right, I'm going to speed this up. You don't want big clumps in it. All right, just about finished. If you have clumps in it, run it through your fingers like this, like smash it through your fingers, and it'll get sandy. So that is it. We're ready to put it together and get it in the oven. All right, guys, I am back to spread it in the baking pan. What we're going to do, and this is parchment paper. It's not greased with anything. The little spots that you see, that's just discoloration underneath from years of baking. So, all right, we're going to take half of this and get it on the sheet. And we're going to take half of this and get it on the sheet. We're going to mix it up together. And like I said, my hands are clean. I just want to use one hand though. Good to keep your hands washed throughout. Get that all incorporated. And we're going to go ahead and add the rest. All right. I know some people get squeamish, but y'all know how Grandma and Auntie them used to use it, or used to do it back in the day. I know some people use gloves, and when you're working in the bakery, yes, you do that when you're selling product and everything. But when you're doing home cooking, house cooking, you get your hands washed good and you get in there with your fingers. You get that all mixed, all incorporated really, really good. I'm gonna speed this up. Okay, so we have it all mixed up really good, all incorporated together really good. So we're gonna spread this out. I have my oven preheated already to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna spread this on out. You're gonna put it in about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want it in too long. You don't want it to burn. You do not want a burnt or scorched taste on your crumble. So we're trying to get it thinned out so that it can bake quickly, but again, not burn. So I'm going to go ahead and get it into my 350 degree oven, and I'll be back. All right, guys, here it is. It smells so good. I know I keep saying it, but it really does. So anyway, mine in the oven went 7.5 to 8 minutes. So I know ovens vary in temperature and how fast they heat and all of that. So that's why I said you want to do it 6 to 8 minutes in the oven. Mine's went 7.5 to 8 minutes. You don't want to go further than that because it will start to burn, and you do not want that burnt taste on your cake. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the freezer and let it, help that to cool down. And otherwise, if you do not want to pop it in the freezer, if you have time, you can just let it cool for about half an hour, maybe an hour. But I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the freezer and for about 10 minutes, and then I'll show you in a second. All right, here it is. It's been in the freezer for 12 minutes. Let it stay in there just a few extra minutes. And it's good and stiff. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fold it in on itself. And start breaking it apart. Still smelling good. Y'all know I'm a foodie, right? Y'all know I'm a foodie, and those smells just be getting to me. So what you want to do is just crumble it all up again. And it is cooled now, of course. And just break it up really good, really fine. If you have several functions to go to, or you're sending a cake to somebody, you can double the recipe so that you don't have to do it twice or 3 times or however many cakes you're making. And there's a stiff piece up under here. Now for the crumble in this final state, you don't want it like sand. You do want it just to have a little texture to it. It'll go on to the cake better, and it'll be a better crunch on the cake too. You don't want it sandy. You want like little pebbles with a little sand. I say that much. Okay. So you want some texture to it. See those little pebble-like rounds? You want to do it like that. The crumble is all crumbled. So what we're going to do next is put it in this plastic bag. Depending on how much time you may have, you may want to start the process early. You may be making the crumble one day and maybe you only have time to, make the crumble one day and then the icing the next, then the cake, and finish it all on the third day. So whichever way, I want to let you know how to store it. And all I did was gather it up in the parchment paper and let it fall straight into a gallon-sized bag. And we're going to keep it in the refrigerator. And the morning that you get ready to use it, you're just going to take it out and let it sit out for about 2 hours before you decorate your cake. Okay? So there's your strawberry crumble. All ready for your cake. All right, guys, I'll see you again next time right back here on Tracie's Place. Bye.